Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and please check out my channel for other updates. So the last update about Twist of Fate. Prachi throws Rhea out of Ranbir's room and shuts the door on her face. Then Rhea comes up with a new plan to throw Prachi out of the house. Let's continue from there. Prachi throws Rhea and her belongings out of Ranbir's room and Prachi shuts the door on Rhea's face. Ranbir asks Prachi that what is she doing. Prachi asks him to forget about it and tell her how is his wound. Ranbir says better than before. Rhea knocks on the door and asks Prachi to open the door. Ranbir asks Prachi why did she throw out Rhea's stuff. Prachi asks not to bother about it. She opens the door and asks Rhea why is she disturbing her when she is spending a quality time with her husband. Aliyah asks that how dare Prachi to throw away Rhea's stuff. Prachi says it is a normal reaction for Rhea's action who provoked her. Rhea acted innocent and asked Ranbir that what did she do. Prachi says she is speaking to her husband and she shut the door on their face again. Ranbir asks that what is happening. Prachi makes Ranbir sit and says she was having a normal conversation. Ranbir says yeah, it's not a normal conversation, but a drama is happening here and asks why did she throw Rhea's stuff out. Prachi says that Rhea's stuff was lying unwantedly here, so she threw her stuff out. Grandma hears a sound outside and asks Shahana to take her out on her wheelchair. Shahana agrees. Ranbir asks Prachi if she is going to shift in this room. She asks if she cannot. Ranbir asks if Prachi will take away even this room from him. Prachi says that she did not say that. Ranbir says he means that she is shifting with Rhea. She says she is shifting in this room and obviously she and Rhea cannot stay in the same room and it means that they both will stay in the same room as she wants to take care of Ranbir until he recovers. Rhea shouted at Prachi. Rhea opens a window and asks if they cannot see the patient resting in the room. Rhea shouted at Prachi to get out of the room. Prachi says she is shifting into the room with Ranbir to take care of him and she will clear all the dirt inside the room. Rhea goes to call Pallavi. Aliyah wants Prachi to get out of the room immediately or she will face a dire consequences. Vikram working on the laptop tells Pallavi that he did not visit the office for 2 days and the work has piled up. Pallavi says he shouldn't go to the office then. He says he has to work until Ranbir gets well. Rhea barges in and complains to Pallavi that Prachi threw her stuff out of Ranbir's room and Prachi has occupied the room. Pallavi fumes in anger and says that Prachi cannot leave Ranbir even for a day without troubling him and she has barged into Ranbir's room now. Vikram thinks that even today he has to be awake and watch the drama. Prachi asks Ranbir if he doesn't have any problem if she shifts to this room. Ranbir says no. Pallavi knocks on the door. Prachi opens the door. Pallavi asks Prachi to get Rhea's stuff back into this room. Prachi says it is improper to keep Rhea's stuff in Ranbir's room. Ranbir feels uncomfortable when Rhea is around him and he needs to rest, hence is sleeping in a studying room since a few days. Rhea shouted at Prachi to stop her nonsense talk in front of mommy. Pallavi asks Prachi to stop her drama at least for a few days, but she cannot stop even for a day. Prachi says she just wants Ranbir to rest, but they are continuously disturbing him since a long time, and Prachi tells Pallavi that she respects her as she is her mother-in-law. Pallavi says that she is Rhea's mother-in-law and not Prachi's mother-in-law. Prachi says she is on a wrong path and it is wrong to support Rhea, and she will support Ranbir and she will be with him until he recovers. They should stop disturbing Ranbir or else she can go to any extent for his peace. Rhea says that Prachi spoke the truth, that she can do anything, and she accused Prachi of hiring Nick and getting herself attacked to gain Ranbir's attention. Then when her plan failed, she got her kidnapped by Nick and tried to get rid of her. She even got Ranbir shot. Prachi angrily slaps Rhea. Aliyah warns Prachi that how dare she to slap Rhea. Prachi says Rhea has Aliyah's wrong upbringing and that is why she is always wrong. Rhea asks that why don't Prachi have good morale. She went to the extent of attempting to murder her sister and conspiring against her. Prachi warns Rhea that she will slap her again for lying. Pallavi says Nick himself revealed the truth. Rhea says Nick revealed that Prachi did it to gain Ranbir's attention. Prachi asks Ranbir if she can harm herself to gain his attention. Ranbir nods no. Rhea continues accusing Prachi. Grandma supported Prachi and tells Rhea that her allegations are meaningless. Pallavi asked Grandma not to interfere when she wasn't present there. Prachi event went to the extent of getting Ranbir shot. Shahana says Rhea planned that attack and not Prachi. Pallavi asks Shahana to shut up. Prachi says that Shahana is right. She did not get Ranbir shot and she will not give any more explanation. Rhea says to gain Ranbir's attention. Prachi asks why would she need Ranbir's attention when Ranbir is her husband. Rhea says Ranbir is her husband and they already slept on the same bed. Rhea asks Ranbir to at least speak now and says she never forced Ranbir to marry her, and when she was marrying him, Prachi interfered between them and snatched Ranbir from her. Rhea continues her side of the story and finally, Rhea says Prachi wanted to kill her. Ranbir recalls that the bullet was shot at Prachi and he took that bullet on him. Ranbir feels drowsy. Rhea asks Ranbir to tell that Prachi wanted to kill her and says Prachi married her and they are already united. Prachi says Rhea is right, that Ranbir and Rhea are one, but Ranbir says nothing happened between Rhea and him. Rhea continues her allegations against Prachi. Ranbir asks her to stop. Prachi says Rhea's allegation doesn't matter to her, but Ranbir's silence broke her heart. Pallavi asks Rhea to bring her stuff and shift to Ranbir's room. She says from now onward, nobody will snatch your room or your husband. Prachi hears Pallavi and gets upset. She goes from there. Ranbir gets up to talk to Prachi. Vikram asks Ranbir to rest and says you are unwell. Talk to her later. Prachi goes to her room and cries. Rhea brings her stuff back to the room and smiles. Prachi recalls Rhea's words and cries, throwing things away in her room. Shahana comes there and asks that what is this madness. Prachi asks her to go from there. Shahana says I will not leave you alone. Prachi cries and asks Shahana. She says sorry for pushing her. Shahana says you can beat me, but don't get weak. Prachi says I am not weak. Rhea slapped me with her words and said that Ranbir is her husband. She says the way she told it, I cannot forget. She says Ranbir did not say even once that she is wrong and says Rhea is having the courage to say this due to Ranbir's support. Shahana tries to justify Ranbir's actions and says that Ranbir said that Rhea was not his wife. Prachi asks when. Shahana says when there was party at home. Prachi says Rhea has called the NGO women to spoil my reputation and to reveal my pregnancy. Prachi says that Ranbir said that I am his wife just to save his family's reputation. She says he risked everything for his family. Rhea overhears them and smiles happily. She says thank God. Finally, you have understood all the case. She smiles and comes inside the room. She says the thumb light started late. You are slow but not dumb. She tells Shahana that whatever Ranbir said was to save her. Grandma tells Pallavi that whatever Prachi did is right and she cares for Ranbir, and that is why she shifted here. Aliyah says this way, by throwing out Rhea's stuff. Grandma says Prachi can never do this without any reason. Rhea must have said something. Aliyah says that Prachi wanted to show off. Vikram says Prachi felt really bad. Pallavi says Rhea also felt bad when Prachi threw her stuff out. She says wife will stay with her husband. Grandma says Ranbir will say who is his wife. Ranbir recalls Rhea's claim that he is her husband and she never forced him to marry her. Grandma asks everyone to let Ranbir rest. Aliyah says we shall go out and talk. Ranbir is dizzy. Pallavi asks him to take some rest and says that she would handle everything. Rhea says I was praising your sister that she is slow but not dumb. Rhea says that Prachi's mind is late, but she understands everything. Rhea says that Prachi said everything clearly about the party thing and says she was jealous seeing them together and she have to take this step. She says Ranbir said that he had to insult her in front of everyone, else Prachi would have got her arrested. Rhea tells Prachi that Ranbir has to say that he doesn't regard her as his wife to save her. She says he called me to the room alone and he was trying to make me jealous to bring spark on our relationship. She says he likes to make me jealous and to make me possessive. She says he sees love in me. Rhea says that Ranbir wanted to catch Nick as I told him to do this and says really I had told him to catch Nick and hand over him to the police. Rhea says Ranbir asks if I do really want to do this as he knew that you will blame me and that is why he was searching for Nick to save me. Prachi immediately misunderstands Ranbir and recalls his words after listening to everything that Rhea is saying. Rhea says you might have thought that he came for you and that he might have developed feelings for you and that is fine. Rhea says Ranbir is a human too and he might have gotten some memories when he used to love you. Rhea says to Prachi that just like you get sisterly feelings for me amidst our fight and Ranbir must have gotten some feelings for you and she says I get feelings for you but I cannot regard you as a sister. She says when two women are fighting for a man, then one has to become a second wife and you, Prachi, you are the one. Rhea says to Prachi that you have thrown my stuff out, but I came here as I care for you a lot. She says Ranbir is my husband and he risked his life to save me. She says I am standing here due to Ranbir. She says now you have understood that Ranbir loves me and not you, which he will never do with you. Rhea says to Prachi that now Ranbir has no relationship with you, but you have relationship with me. Think of that relationship and take a divorce from Ranbir. Shahana says we are waiting for you to leave so that we can close the door on your face. Shahana says we know what Ranbir is. Prachi says that what is Ranbir and says Rhea is right. No woman can tell that she is someone's wife without his support. Prachi says I saw Ranbir filling Rhea's forehead with cinder and I saw him saving Rhea. Else nobody risk his life. She says I was angry on Ranbir as he married Rhea and I was angry at you for marrying my husband. Prachi says that all these family members are guilty and everyone will be punished. Rhea says okay, but you did not understand. She says I am asking you to leave and you are talking about staying here. It seems you will not leave easily. Ranbir takes the marker and marks 7 days on the calendar. She asks Prachi to pack her stuff and get out in 7 days as she will shift with Ranbir. Rhea says to Prachi that see my stuff, it is already there. Pallavi comes there. Prachi picks something and throws out of the window, and Prachi tells Rhea that just like I threw your stuff out, you will be thrown out of this house as I am Ranbir's wife legally. Rhea asks Pallavi not to get worried and says she couldn't bear my happiness and that is why she threw it out. She asks her not to increase her BP. Pallavi asks her to go and says she needs to talk to Prachi. Rhea says don't fight with her for your health. She goes. Pallavi asks Prachi not to do this again and says this is my last warning. Prachi says nothing is last here as everything happens often here. Pallavi asks her to behave well. Prachi says my behavior was good always. Pallavi asks Prachi to watch how she behaves with her. She goes. Rhea comes to Ranbir's room and recalls his words. She sits on the sofa recalling Ranbir and Prachi's moment. She says she has waited for this day and bear Prachi. She fought with her and got herself insulted too. She says she had patience as she knows that time and destiny changes. She says the room will be shifted too, where we will stay as family and we will set our household. Rhea says to Ranbir that is sleeping that we will start our life after 7 days afresh. Thank you for watching my videos. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and please subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you.